My notebook was already open when the invite hit my inbox. Quick sync, Lauren will lead. Late Friday, 4:23 p.m. I knew what this was. Lauren, my boss's boss, had that weirdly bright HR smile, the kind that smells like lemon cleaner and layoffs. We filed into the glass conference room, 13 people total. Team leads, HR, my direct manager. Nobody said much, just the shuffle of chairs and the hum of the AC. "Thanks for hopping on," she said, like we were old friends grabbing drinks. Then, "We're restructuring, and your role no longer aligns with our direction." That line hit like a brick. She kept talking. "Your skill set doesn't match where we're headed. You've done good work, but your skills aren't specialized enough." And then the real knife. "Honestly, your skill set's a dime a dozen." My jaw clenched. I heard someone cough. No one said a word. One girl glanced down like she suddenly remembered she was supposed to be typing. Another guy blinked real slow and just stared like he was watching a movie. I didn't say anything. Didn't bring up the incident response flow I rebuilt last year. Didn't mention how I covered 2 open roles for 3 months without a bonus. Didn't even bother reminding them I trained half the new hires, the same ones who made more than I did. I just stood up, closed my work laptop, grabbed my notepad. The mug on my desk said, "Best teammate." It felt like a slap in the face now. As I passed Lauren on the way out, she was sitting at the end of the row near the windows. She added, "Be sure to drop your badge off at reception." I tossed the badge on the desk by the lobby and kept walking. Didn't look back, didn't flip anyone off, didn't cry, not yet. Just kept moving like I was walking out of a burning building I didn't know was on fire until the door hit my back. I got home and didn't say a word, didn't text anyone, didn't even crack a beer. I dropped my keys on the counter, walked straight to my setup, and powered on my personal rig. That thing purred like it was waiting for me. I opened 3 tabs: email, notepad, and the admin panel for salary sync. No one at work knew, not even the ones I actually liked. They thought it was just some anonymous platform floating around the web, just another underground tool tech folks used when they didn't trust HR. But it was mine, all of it. I started building it 5 years ago, after they stiffed me on a raise. I'd just finished training this new guy who called CSS color stuff. Guy couldn't even center a div. He got the bump, I got a pat on the back and a pizza party invite. That night, I started coding. Clean interface, end-to-end encryption. No fluff, no sponsors, just raw anonymous salary data for engineers, ops, designers, everybody. Base pay, bonuses, equity, commission, even exit packages when people were bold enough to share them, and it blew up. 4.9 million users, from interns at scrappy startups to directors at Fortune 500s. Salary Sync became the place people checked before answering a recruiter DM. And now I was sitting here, booted from the same company I helped keep competitive. Because of my tool, I typed their name into the back end. The one that just told me I was a dime a dozen. The one that used my workflows, my documentation, my late nights, then tossed me out like old gum. Next to the company name was a little drop-down. Blacklist employer. I hovered, clicked. A warning popped up. Are you sure? No hesitation. Yes. Their entire data set, gone. Salary benchmarks, job role averages, bonus structures, exit interviews, wiped. To the public, it looked like they'd never existed. Like nobody had ever worked there. Like no one had ever posted about them. No reviews, no listings, just empty space. I leaned back in my chair. The fan on my PC whirred steady and low. They fired me like I didn't matter, like I was noise. Now they'd find out what it feels like when your name gets stripped out of the one platform candidates actually trust. You can't buy your way back in. You can't fake transparency. And you sure as hell can't recover from being blacklisted without anyone knowing why. I picked up a pen and clicked it twice. Just hearing that little click-click grounded me. Then I opened Notepad and started drafting a patch to tighten the blacklist triggers. Make it airtight. No rebrands, no backdoors, no exceptions. I'd make damn sure they stayed erased. I was still sitting at my desk when the first ripple hit. Monday, 10:32 a.m., a recruiter dropped a message in their Slack. Hey, is Salary Sync down? Can't pull comp ranges for the new SWE roles. No one had an answer. Someone from HR replied, should be fine, just cleared cookies. But it wasn't fine, because it wasn't a glitch. By that afternoon, the recruiter circled back. Still not loading, just a blank page. No error, no redirect. They didn't know they'd been blacklisted, but they felt it. I leaned back on my couch, sipping burnt coffee from a chipped IKEA mug. Didn't check Twitter, didn't open Reddit, just watched it unfold in silence. By Tuesday, more cracks started showing. Candidate flow slowed. Follow-ups got ignored. People who used to reply within the hour were suddenly taking time to explore other options. Wednesday morning, 3 candidates ghosted after second interviews. Gone, no replies, no updates. One of them left a note through Greenhouse. Looking for more transparency elsewhere, thanks. That one hit hard, right in the open. Lauren tried to play it cool on the morning stand-up. She shrugged and said, "Market's jittery right now. People are hesitant. It's just noise." But it wasn't noise. It was collapse. Slow, quiet, undeniable. Inside their company, Slack, people started whispering. Anyone else notice we're not on salary sync anymore? Did they block us or something? Maybe we got flagged. One guy joked, "Guess we got shadow banned for too many BS roles." Got a few laugh reacts. But under that was real panic. The recruiters were scrambling, polishing job descriptions, rewriting outreach emails. One even tried throwing in fake comp ranges to sweeten the offers. Didn't matter. The responses dried up. Every day they got fewer bites. The type of candidates they used to pull, Stanford grads, FA-Ang vets, solid mid-level engineers who could lead a sprint and rewrite garbage legacy code without blinking, they weren't answering anymore. And they didn't know why. That was the best part. Because unlike a Glassdoor bomb or a viral TikTok meltdown, this wasn't loud. It was quiet, intentional, surgical. The data disappeared, the name vanished, and the silence made it worse. People inside the company were guessing. Bad PR, data issue, lawsuit. None of the guesses were right, but they all felt close enough to make them sweat. It still smelled like beer and betrayal. I sat there, watching an empire get softer around the edges like old fruit. All because I hit one button. The next move was already sitting in my Google Drive. 2 years back, I'd been cleaning up a director's shared folders after he left for a job at Coinbase. No one bothered to check what he left behind. They just handed me the admin access and said, "Nuke whatever's not tagged." That's when I found it. A spreadsheet tucked inside a misnamed folder labeled Q3 Prep 2019 Final V3. Inside, 273 rows. Engineer salaries, job levels, gender, bonuses, equity refreshes, every dirty little number, in plain English, unfiltered, unprotected. At the time, I told myself I was just keeping it as insurance. Just in case they pulled something shady, I'd encrypted it, backed it up twice, and waited. Now the match was lit, and that file was the gas can. I opened it, still raw, still ugly. First thing I did was strip the names, emails, and internal IDs. Then the manager names, hire dates, and job rec links. Anything that could tie back to a person. Gone. What stayed? The truth. Pay gaps wide enough to drive a semi through. One junior engineer making 38 grand less than another at the same level, same role. Only difference was their gender marker. Promotions with 0 raises, raises with no equity bumps, equity with 4-year cliffs, and no chance of early vest. I saved it as a fresh file. Then I logged into a Slack group I'd been lurking in for years. A tight crew of recruiters, engineers, and HR folks who tracked comp trends across the country. Some were ex-FA-Ang. Some were just pissed off and organized. I dropped the file, captioned it, Q3 salary snapshot from a company that rhymes with muck vector. Hope you like ratios. 10 minutes later, someone DM'd me. "You sure this is real?" I didn't answer, didn't need to. Because 20 minutes after that, it was posted on Reddit. Thread title, "Leaked salary breakdown from a mid-sized tech company." Spoiler, it's gross. Upvotes shot up. People started combing through it line by line. Then someone replied with a cached copy of the company's salary sync profile, back when it was still live. "Wait, isn't this the same company that just disappeared off the platform?" Another reply. "Yep, they're getting blacked out from the inside." Boom. Then came the comments from ex-employees. "They told me not to bring up pay again if I wanted to stay culturally aligned. Got a raise only after I found out the new guy made 20K more. Manager said I should be grateful just to have equity, didn't matter if it was worthless." The dam broke fast. What started as a data drop turned into a full-blown salary war. People were comparing their old offer letters, digging up screenshots from performance reviews. One guy posted a Slack message where a VP told him to keep comp questions out of team spaces. It creates anxiety. Anxiety, huh? Now the whole building was vibrating. I didn't comment, didn't log in again, didn't even watch the thread. Didn't need to. I already knew how fast truth spreads when it's been buried too long. And this one had teeth. By Thursday, Lauren was spiraling. First thing she did was freeze access to the shared drives. All of them. Didn't matter if you were legal, engineering, or finance. You logged in, and boom, access denied. Then she locked 3 Slack channels. One of them was the Spalger Ask HR. Real subtle. Next came the accusations. 2 interns, fresh out of college, still struggling to unmute themselves in meetings, got pulled into a confidential review. Word spread quick. She'd asked if they had burner accounts. One of them cried in the bathroom. The other just walked out and didn't come back. Then legal got involved. They sent out a sanitized company-wide message. We are currently reviewing a potential data breach. Please report any unusual access or file sharing. But there was no breach, no hacks, no compromised accounts, just receipts, a whole mountain of them. People started digging through their inboxes, old calendars, saved PDFs, stuff they'd buried years ago. Now it was coming back up like bones in shallow dirt. Offer letters, bonus memos, promotion docs that showed new titles without pay raises, Slack messages where managers promised they'd revisit comp next quarter, and never did. One engineer reposted an email from Lauren herself where she said, "Sharing salary details undermines team morale. We trust each other here." That line got passed around like a joke, because clearly no one trusted a damn thing anymore. Then someone leaked an old performance review form. It had handwritten notes next to one woman's name. Strong contributor, but may start a family soon. That one hit like a pipe bomb. The HR team started cracking. One rep quit mid-week. Didn't even wait for Friday. She left a sticky note on her keyboard and walked out. It read, "This fire, not everyone inside tried to put it out." I screenshotted it when someone posted it on Blind, saved it to a folder labeled Reasons. Friday morning, my inbox pinged. New message, no subject. Random Gmail address I didn't recognize. It said, "We saw what she did to you. Thank you." That's all it said. No name, no sign-off. But that one line hit harder than any of the rest. Because up until now, this war had been quiet. Me behind the curtain, them in the dark. But now, someone saw me. Someone knew. I wasn't alone. Not anymore. Monday morning, they made their move. I got the back-end alert at 8:14. A new company submission on Salary Sync. Different logo, new name, Lumion Systems. Cute. Soft edges, clean colors, total bait. But my system didn't care about aesthetics. Line 47 in the blacklist script caught the domain match, flagged it, bounced it straight into infinite pending review. To the casual eye, it looked like a simple delay. To them, it was a brick wall with no door. They tried again 2 hours later. Same game, different mask, UV Tech Works, still blocked. Next came the domain shuffle. New emails, fresh web links, didn't matter. They were cooked from the root. Every variation tied back to the original parent org, buried in the metadata, tracked through DNS history, cross-referenced through 5 different tables I'd coded when I was still pissed about a fake equity refresh. That part of me, still pissed, still here. The 3rd try failed, then the 4th. Eventually they brought in consultants. Guy named Lewis led the team. I recognized him. He'd posted about Salary Sync on LinkedIn last year, called it the most disruptive force in comp data since levels.fyi. Guess he didn't expect to find out I was the disruption. I saw his test hits coming in through the staging panel. He tried spoofing employer IDs. Made 10 fake companies with randomized domains. 9 passed, only 1 failed. Theirs. That's when the light bulb hit. He pushed a note into their internal tracker. "Not a bug, this is deliberate. We've been blacklisted, hard-coded." And that was it. No workaround, no clever patch, no negotiation button. They were out. And not by accident. This wasn't shadow banning. This wasn't algorithmic mystery. This was personal. Someone had cut their name out of the ecosystem. root and branch, and made sure it stayed cut. And now they knew. 2 days after Lewis figured it out, I got a message on LinkedIn. Grant H. Levine. No mutuals, no intro, just a single sentence. Not reaching out on behalf of anyone, just want to talk. I Googled him. Old school tech exec, gray hair, patent holder, few startups sold, advisory board for 3 comp strategy firms. Legit type. His title was executive partner, which could mean anything or nothing. We met at a cafe on Hawthorne. Quiet spot. No laptops, no headphones, just people talking. Felt like a setup. He showed up in jeans and a sport coat. No laptop bag, just a notebook. Sat down, nodded at me like we were already mid-conversation. Then he said it. You built Salary Sync. I didn't blink. Didn't nod. And you ghosted them, he added, like it was just a footnote. I didn't deny it. He smiled like he appreciated that part. That blacklist loop, that's not startup Polish. That's spite. Controlled, technical, weaponized spite. He leaned forward. I respect it. I kept my face flat. Let him talk. Then he surprised me. What if you did this for real? I raised an eyebrow. He kept going. Not as a revenge project. I mean, build it into something bigger. Offer audits. Build comp strategy frameworks. Consult for companies before they end up like, well, you know. He didn't name the company. He didn't have to. You think I want to help the same people I buried? I asked. He chuckled. No, I think you want to make sure they don't come back wearing different skin. I didn't say anything, just sat there, listening to the buzz of the espresso machine behind us. He slid a card across the table. No branding, just his name, a number, and an email. No pressure, he said. You already won. The only question now is, what kind of win do you want? I picked up the card, looked at it, didn't put it in my wallet, just held it. We talked for 10 more minutes. Small stuff. Where I was from, what my stack looked like, whether I ever planned to monetize. He didn't pitch, didn't push. Then he stood, shook my hand, and left. I sat there another 15 minutes with that card in my hand. Didn't say yes, but I didn't throw it away either. Tuesday morning started with a memo. Subject line. Leadership transition announcement. No salutation, no signature, no thank you. Just, effective immediately, Lauren M. is no longer with the company. By 8:17, her calendar was wiped. No meetings, no name. By 8:30, her nameplate vanished from the glass wall outside her office. Clean removal, no trace, like she never existed. At 8:46, I opened my laptop and logged into my personal blog. Typed in the headline, "You can't redact the truth." I put my real name at the top. Not an alias, not a handle, just me. Then I laid it out. Everything, not their name. Didn't need to, just the pattern. The lies dressed as company values, the fake equity schemes, the performance reviews full of empty praise and no raises, the silence whenever someone asked too many questions, the way loyalty was a one-way street, paved with unpaid weekends and half-hearted promises. I wrote, "They told me my skills didn't matter, so I built a tool millions use." I hit publish at 9:12. By 9:32, it was viral. Tech forums lit up. LinkedIn shares exploded. Screenshots of my headlines started showing up in Slack channels I hadn't touched in years. Ex-employees messaged me, some angry, some grateful, some just tired. One wrote, "I stayed up late running sprints for her. She called me a rock star, then laid me off over Zoom with 6 others and called it alignment." Another sent a copy of an exit letter they never signed, still unsigned. Journalists reached out before noon. I ignored most of them. Then came the photo. Someone snapped it inside the building, 10:48 a.m. Lauren at her desk, cardboard box open, half full. Her monitor lit up with my blog post, the headline staring back at her. She wasn't crying, she wasn't raging, she was just standing there, reading. I stared at that photo for a long time. For the first time in years, I didn't feel erased, didn't feel cheap, didn't feel like I had to prove anything to anyone. I felt real, seen, heard. I closed the laptop. No burner accounts, no scripts, no code to run, just me, and I was just getting started.